So this is just some guys, and tonight we're going to be talking about cartoon shows that we think need to be remade. And I think that the Wonder Twins should be remade.
I think they definitely need to be remade. There were um, cooler superheroes than people give them credit for. I really think so. Like there was one time, like the guy you think, oh, he can only turn into water and shit and all that can't be very good. But like he can turn himself into different like forms of water. Like he could like turn himself into like monsoons and shit, and like he could turn himself into like so he would take the ice and then all the water around him and like grow to like an ice giant type thing. I always thought that was really cool.
Oh yeah.
And I know how much you like the girl from the series.
Oh yeah, I love the girl, and I love the fact she could transform into various animals, and she could even transform into animals from Krypton.
That was pretty interesting.
It was a fun time, and I don't even know if they need their own show, but just add them into the Justice League. Make them look all badass like they did with Aquaman. That could be fun.
I never watched the Wonder Twins.
Well, you watched the Justice Friends. They were
Oh,
friends,
they were
right?
on the Friends one.
They were
They were on Super Friends.
super friends. My bad.
It wasn't the Just.
Oh, I'm thinking of Justice League, but I think yeah, they should be added to the new Justice League when they make a new Justice League, which I hopefully they do make a new
Oh
Justice.
my god, I'm so excited for when they do.
If they do that.
Fucking, they better do that.
I hate the Batman. I don't know why. I don't know why I hate the Batman.
You see, I'm a huge fan of Aquaman himself.
You are
I know.
I mean, I like Batman. I just hate the Batman.
The Batman.
The show, the Batman.
Don't fucking lie to the viewers. You're not a fan of Aquaman.
I love Aquaman.
You're right.
No,
You're right. You're right.
We're gonna work the
I was actually. You're right. I was lying. I'm actually a fan of Catwoman.
First of all, you're not a fan of Catwoman.
Oh.
You're the one that's constantly telling me how much a terrible superhero she is.
Oh yeah, that too. Well, I'm a huge fan of Super. Okay, fine. Now I'm talking out my ass.
Well, okay. First point before we go on, Superman can be a good character. I think any terrible superhero or supervillain can be good if you just have good writers.
Superman is like the most. He always been boring. It's like I could do everything, and that's.
But he has weaknesses. He has magic. He has kryptonite.
He just has kryptonite,
No,
which
he-
is magic.
No, he has magic as well. Someone on a comment board informed me of this.
Really?
Yes, he has other weaknesses. I can't remember them right now.
Well, of course, magic.
If he doesn't have access to the sun, he loses his powers.
He'll
Whatever.
be screwed in Hogwarts, man. It's like.
Sweet villain. Who was the guy with the fishbowl head? From Spider-Man?
Oh,
Mysterio.
Mysterio.
Mysterio. I love Mysterio.
He's the final
He was
boss
the
of Shattered
he was the
Dimensions.
sweetest
It's like
guy.
that.
He's a pussy.
Like Spider-Man 2, right? It's like, all right, epic battle with Mysterio. So excited. Punch in the head. He's down.
It was hilarious though.
I think if you could have done him correctly, he would
Well,
have.
like,
He could
seriously, yeah, but I was doing that boss battle. I was so freaked out because it went to the purple boss. I'm like, oh shit, got real. Punch. It's like, all the way down. It's like, oh no, well, that must have been a scene. It's okay. It happens to every man eventually.
And it's so funny because there's like all these epic stuff. Like you go to the Statue of Liberty, and you think an alien invasion's happening, or New York does, or whatever in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
And then yeah, you just find them in a convenience store.
Yeah, and it's like that's like something that was bothering me because I remember playing through that part. It's like because the controller decided not to work and I kept falling in the water. And of course, nobody in video games could swim anymore.
I don't know what it is. Why can't they swim anymore? What prevents people from swimming? Are game designers so lazy that they're just like, if you hit the water, you're dead. You can't.
Well, now
Fuck you, everybody.
fuck your ass. Well, I mean, it's like, well, now they've kind of understood. Oh, well, if you fall in the water, you're not dead. You'll just teleport on land.
Tony Hawk.
And
versions.
Arkham City. Yeah, which was cool.
Well, let's go back to the topic that we were talking about.
And
shows.
which one do you believe?
The
should
one
be?
that I believe that should come back is Animaniacs.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Because it's like, think about it like this way when shows come back. Like, for example, the Looney Tunes, which did recently come back. it's still these same characters, just with a more modern look. And
I I don't think they should change the
well,
look.
like no, not like the look, but like living in modern styles and stuff, living in a modern lifestyle. Because there's so much that Animaniacs could teach us now than back then. It's like
I like how you're trying to give Animaniacs a moral.
yeah, it's
They-
like,
They gotta live in the Warner Brothers tower. They can't change that.
No, that was pretty necessary.
yeah.
I think they should do more with the security guard. You remember the big
Ralph?
fat Ralph, the security guard? They should do more with him.
They should. I mean, they're the only ones I remember. They remember they did the Christmas episode, which was just imitating a Christmas story, basically where he like gets fired and then the boss feels
the boss feels that.
yeah because he gets visited by the ghost or whatever. I think they
I mean, I liked all the other shows that came with Animaniacs. Like, I liked that was like a show within a show that it would just throw in there. Like it was like about the Animaniacs, but then they just throw in like all these other things like what was her name? Sally,
oh yeah Sally
the really grumpy squirrel,
yeah and then
and
Pinky in the Brain.
Pinky in the Brain, the little girl and her dog. What was her name? I don't know.
Mandy, I think.
I yeah I don't
Mindy
remember.
and whoever her dog was. It just had these fantastic little things, and it would always be throwing in the Animaniacs wherever it was, you know.
Oh yeah, they just make it
And
random
they would
cameos.
Just, yeah, they just like
Security guard chasing them or whatever. And I just think, yeah, just keep the characters the same, but just update the references.
Yeah, keep the characters the same, but update the references, like modern pop culture references, perhaps, anything like that. Because Looney Tunes is doing the same thing. Speaking of which, I forgot to mention this, Tiny Toons should come back.
I'm not too sure about Tiny Toons.
Why not?
I wasn't as much of a fan as Tiny Toons as I was in Maniacs.
It was so adorable.
There was a few times I liked them. I just wasn't as into their comedy as.
Yakety yak.
No. that was cool.
that was like your favorite video.
I love the one where they get drunk. That's my favorite.
Oh yeah, but like that one didn't air on TV. You could find it on the web. You cannot find it on TV though.
But it was too awesome for TV.
Yeah, well, like it was very controversial, but it sent a good message though. Because I actually felt like these guys were talented enough to kind of send that message. I know it kind of seems weird for me saying that, like little baby ducks are talented enough to say,
Hey,
don't say drink.
they weren't they in like junior high?
No, I don't know. It's like
I think maybe it was just elementary school. It just always looked like it was like in high school.
Because they had dances and
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like, did the Looney Tunes appear in that show? I don't think they did.
yeah, they were the teachers.
They were. Oh, I didn't know that.
They didn't really do anything. They were just like, we're your teachers.
Because,
We're the adult
yeah,
figures here.
It's kind of weird that I say bring back Tiny Toons. I admit I'm not really familiar with the show. I only saw so many episodes, and none of them were when they were going to school. It's like, yeah.
Oh, you didn't see them go to school?
No.
Oh, did you watch like the summer one?
Yeah, basically that's it. Yeah, that's yeah, I did. Well, Dane, what shows do you think should come back? Did you go?
There's one that we didn't write down, but I think would be interesting. I saw it on YouTube. It's Ed, Ed, and Eddy, but like in high school.
Were they
Yeah.
not already in high school? No.
No, they weren't. They weren't. They were in junior high, and like they'd all changed. So like Double D had like these really long hair, and they all went and got into the van, and they were doing what is it? They were just flipping through channels and shit, and they were like it's just doing different things, like they almost did like a Saved by the Bell type feeling, but with like Ed, Ed and Eddy. And I thought that was like a sweet thing to bring back those characters, because they really kind of ruined them when they put them into school.
Oh yeah.
You know, like it was always like, I love them they're doing the summer
Yeah.
thing, they're doing their summer thing, and then they go back to school and it's like, well, fuck.
Yeah. Well.
He can't scam his way out of the people's money anymore. They're just scamming away how to get out of school. That was the entire thing, you know.
I barely watched.
They built a
the school
fucking
one.
plane.
But here's another random thing, it kind of I guess relates to the whole just like remaking them or whatever, with the whole going to high school. I would like to see more cartoon shows have the characters like age, especially like
Like over the years,
kind of
actually like see them mature and stuff like that.
Well,
because
like if you brought that up, that could be great for Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory. Maybe.
What would he be put into? Like what with how smart he is? But he was so socially awkward.
that could be interesting material though to advance
Was
through high school and
Wasn't
stuff.
he already in high school?
No.
He went to college once.
But like,
Well, so did Jimmy
yeah,
Neutron.
but like the thing is, like he was so smart. He was like what, 5 years old? Eight?
Eight,
What?
yeah.
There's a difference between 5 and 8, I guess. So
There is.
It really is.
Anyway, but I was just thinking, like, with shows like, these are more adult-oriented animated shows, but like Simpsons,
Powerpuff Girls.
King of the Hill. I just thought
Powerpuff
they were
Girls.
cool because they would, like, especially with King of the Hill, because there's like an episode where they talk about like well, Bobby turns 13 and they're all growing up and whatever, and I was like, this is really cool. They're like actually expanding the characters, and then they just got to a point with King of the Hill where there's like, fuck it, let's just keep repeating shit and just.
Well, I mean, I think every show has that problem where it just starts repeating shit. Like after a fourth or fifth season, I think shows should just stop unless like you're continuously having good ideas or having continuously new material to work off of. Something like a South Park that's written like the
yeah.
week of that, so you have all this relevant material that was just happening this week, or like a Futurama that has that same kind of relevancy and stuff like that, and stuff that you're gonna be able to look back on and things.
Yeah, well, like the thing about like the shows like The Simpsons, Family Guy, and South Park, they kind of mock the fact that none of them seem to age, and like most of the time, I don't think it's very funny. But like as years go on, The Simpsons started when Clinton was like president, and now Obama's president and stuff like that. They skipped George Bush. It's like who's George Bush? I don't know who he is.
Well, I don't know. It's like I'm okay with South Park because it never seemed like we're gonna take ourselves seriously. But Simpsons, they kind of like,
They're trying to take themselves seriously.
Yeah.
I think that they've lost that original magic of like those first four seasons where whenever you did like that Treehouse of Horror stuff.
oh yeah,
Like that was some creepy shit.
yeah.
But now it's all. I mean, people could chalk it up to us being like, demoralized as a society and different things. And
Well, like, do you think Family Guy could like get away with it as well? Because I could tell you, like, after years of watching Family Guy, I think they're starting to fail just like The Simpsons.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, like,
I think they're obviously failing, and they need.
like they're not going as fast as The Simpsons, but I assure you they'll fail. And it's like, and they'll still keep going on. I believe really the only reason why The Simpsons is still on is because the guy has enough money to keep the show on. It's not because of the views.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Fox wants money, but I think. Did I tell you the story that Fox was pressuring the voice actors to take a pay decrease to keep the show on? So they're even starting to get sick of it, basically.
Yeah, we're like,
or at least it's starting to
like,
go
you
over
kinda-
budget.
I can't understand like why Dan would like want to keep doing Homer Simpson all this time. It's like, don't you ever get tired of that role, especially when there's nothing new? It's like,
He probably does get really tired of that role, but I mean, you could chalk it up to if he didn't do that role. I'm sure he's so talented to be able to get all these other things.
Yeah.
But he's so typecast now, like he's almost stereotypically. I mean, that usually doesn't happen to voice things, but he's done Homer Simpson for so long that don't you think that character is almost going to permeate
yeah,
other characters that he does?
well, because he could be good in other things else. He done like a couple Hellboy shorts, and to be honest, I felt he was a better genie than Robin Williams was.
He also did like several voices in Simpsons. I can't name them right
Yeah,
now.
he done like the only one that I couldn't name is Homer and Krusty the Clown, and like I know that he done.
Like the Bumblebee Man or whatever.
I think so. He done so many voices. He's like the thing is, you gotta respect the guy. He's doing most of the male voices, with the exception of Hank, who was also part of that show, who actually did reach big because he actually is a good actor and he could do other things. He plays Mo and a couple other people, I think. Actually, no, doesn't he just play Mo?
No. The other one that I had was like